We're back for some more live softball action. Magnificent Ghana land of the Adelaide Plains. West Beach, South Australia, Walkerville versus Glenelg. In the Softball SA Premier League, we're in week 7. James Harris here, and alongside me is Lee Hull. Welcome, Lee.
Thank you, James. It's a good night. A few spots of rain, large spots. We have the umbrellas up here in readiness.
More to cover our score sheets than anything, Lee,
yeah.
because it is quite warm as well. So it's, as they say, perfect conditions for softball tonight. Walkerville currently 5th on the ladder, 4 wins, 5 losses. They have 8 points. They're just percentage or runs against from a top 3 position. And you've got Glenelg in 6th place. Had their first win of the season. They broke through on Saturday. There we are on screen. Hello. 1 win and 8 losses. Yeah, there I am. Hello, everyone. We are just protecting the score sheets and the laptops and the screens. Yeah, Glenelg had their first win on Saturday, Lee. Yeah,
they'll get a lot of heart from that, James, and good luck to them too. It's tough when you're getting beaten all the time. You come out, have a win, you get some renewed confidence, I would have thought.
That lady on screen, Jade Peterson, leads the league in strikeouts, 64 in total. Lee, over 40 innings of work. Finally rewarded for effort as well with that win on Saturday.
It's fantastic. Who would have guessed that you've been beaten every game except for Saturdays, and you lead the league in strikeouts.
Yep.
Yeah, it just doesn't balance out. But she's a very experienced customer, Jade.
All right, we are about to get underway. The score is 0-0, not 1-1 as it shows on the screen. But there we go. Sophie King to lead things off for the Walkerville Cats here. Cats versus Rebels. First pitch swinging, it's high. Laura Helbig's at second base. She calls out Megan Wheatley from shortstop. Lee, let's go around the diamond.
Thank you, James. On first base for the Glenelg Rebels, it's the dancing queen, Bree McGee. Second base, Laura Helbig. Third base, Gemma Cochran. And shortstop, it's Megan Wheatley. Outfield left to right, Tate Nicholson, Tamika Panglaze, Amber Dodd-Mobius. The pitcher you've mentioned, Jade Peterson. Her catcher, Courtney Shepherd.
First out was Sophie King, big out. She's hitting .556 on the season. Lee, a huge start, 15 hits in the first 9 games. That's pretty good effort. Steph Collett is the next batter. She also pops up. Gemma Cochran gets under it, has a long time to think about it, and takes a good catch.
In foul territory in the end, wasn't it? Come out swinging, haven't they, the Cats?
Yeah, aggressive start from the Cats. Probably about 3 or 4 pitches in the game so far for Peterson. She likes to work quick. She gets a lot of strikes. Up to bat now is Chelsea Robinson. A slower start to the season to what she probably envisaged after having a massive off-season, preparing with the Australian team in Japan for the Olympic Games, but has come on of late. She's hitting .348 for the season, solid as a rock, and one of the league leaders in RBIs as well.
And we talk about quality people and quality players. Here's one here, Chelsea Robinson. Must be one of the most easily coachable player there is in the Premier League.
Yeah, Walkerville have had a bit of a topsy-turvy season, haven't they? They've had some really good wins, and then they've had some bad losses. But I think the move of Chelsea Robinson out to shortstop's been key as she goes deep here to centre field. That's Tamika Panglaze out at centre field. So 3 fly balls will do it for Walkerville in the first inning in a 1-2-3 inning. Yeah, they look good and comfortable out there, Lee. It's always good to get a couple of early outs under the belt. That way you can settle the nerves or any nerves that you might have early on in the game.
Yeah, they're taking their confidence from that win, I think, the Rebels, into the start of this game. Need to keep it going.
Lee, I didn't see the game, but I did hear, I believe Hills jumped the Rebels early, and they grinded it out, and ended up winning that one 5 runs to 4. So
yeah, it could have gone either way actually, but they had their nose in front, and the look of elation on the face of the Rebels girls after when they had their 3 cheers was priceless.
Well, the two teams have met twice so far in the season, both results going the way of Walkerville. The first one was a close one. It was 2-1, and the second time was 6-1. They will play back-to-back games against each other tonight and Saturday for Breast Cancer Awareness Round, so we'll speak more of that. And then I think they play the last game before Christmas as well. So
I believe that's the case.
Lee, there's Michaela Yankovich on screen. She's started more games than any other of the Walkerville pitchers, but we're starting to see them rotate their pitchers. Riley Moore and Kelsey Barker doing their share of pitching over the last couple of games. And Michaela Yankovich, 29 innings of work so far, ERA of 8, but she'll bring that down. She's only a young pitcher.
Yep, yeah. It all takes time and experience.
Now she's throwing to Bianca Ramsey. Can you go around the rest of the diamond for us?
Certainly can. First base, Jenny Gray. Second base, Steph Collette, moves over from third this game. Sophie Roberts goes to third. Chelsea Robinson, of course, at shortstop. And the outfield at left field, Sophie King. Desi G. Morales goes from second out to centre field. And Erin Reid remains at right field. No designated players in this game.
Yeah, Steph Collett out at second base, so she's had a try at both short and third. She moves across to second. We know she's a versatile player. I think she's a key infielder for this Walkerville side, so hopefully she finds her place there at second.
Yeah, it just takes a bit of time, doesn't it, really? Just slot in, been in the college system, and it takes a little while to get back into things.
Well, that's the first
Different
pitch
competition.
to Bree McGee, first base player for the Rebels.
Been a good stalwart for the Glenelg Rebels over many years, Bree, hasn't she?
Yet 4 hits on the season so far and a few walks, so that on-base potential up the top of the order for the Rebels. Low for a ball. Now, Yankovich, Lee, we were just touching on her numbers before, has 16 strikeouts on the season, so just less than 1 an inning, but you'd say that she's a threat. When she gets into that groove, she's a tough pitcher to get away. But on this occasion, just finding it hard to find the zone, and Bree McGee's on board from a base on balls, the first runner of the game.
Yeah, that's what the game's about, isn't it? It's pitchers getting into the zone. Oh, there's a bat and a helmet out on the field there, just
Might have
sitting
been
there
from
resting.
the on-deck batter from
Yes.
the previous inning.
I think so. Well spotted by umpire Wallace Yarrow. Oh, via the official scorers. Sorry.
This is Tate Nicholson, shows bunt. In the box for the Rebels, fouls it off, and Lee, it says here on the stats she's played 6 games, 11 at bats, so she looks like maybe she's been a bench player. She's getting the opportunity to be a starter for the Rebels tonight.
In the number 2 hitting spot too, so they must see something in her. Come on, Tate, put the ball in the play.
Missing that one on the outside edge. It fanned it really, wasn't it, Lee? And she'll go behind in the count 0-2.
Official scorer, Jill Williams, said she batted in the winning run on Saturday.
1 hit for the season and 1 RBI. So it came at the right time
Oh,
for
yeah.
Glenelg on Saturday. Magnificent team of scorers, haven't we, Lee?
Yes.
We've got Julie tonight and Softball SA Life member Gillian Williams.
Gillian, I didn't know that was her name. I thought it was just Jill.
Another foul ball, so staying alive in the count. We are in the bottom of the first inning in this clash between the Rebels and the Cats.
Just needs to put the ball on the deck, give the runner a chance to run here.
throws their hands at it.
Oh,
It just gets over the
as
head
good. Oh,
of Yankovich, and McGee holds up because, you know, perhaps it's going to get caught, maybe it's not, and so the Cats have the time to play the lead runner, Lee.
well, the Dancing Queen, McGee, wasn't doing anything. She was stuck in no man's land, wasn't she? Bermuda Triangle, they say.
So a 6-4 for those scoring at home on the lead runner. Fielder's choice on Nicholson. Now, this is a story, isn't it, Lee? Courtney Shepherd, she was part of the Dragons program in the inaugural year, and she's developed. Glenelg didn't have an A-grade side last year, but the club asked that she be involved in the second season of our fully loaded competition that we have, and this year she is right where she belongs in the A-grade competition. 8 hits from 22 at-bats, 364 average. She will ground out on this occasion to the pitcher, but advances the runner to second base.
Yes, Courtney Shepherd, she's won me. She's hit a shot up the middle off Johanna Grauer, followed up by a shot up the middle off Steph Trzynski. Can you ask for any more than that? Answer, no.
Well, she leads the team in RBIs as well as hits and averages, so a great start to the season for Courtney Shepherd. This is Megan Wheatley. Should be one of the team leaders, you'd suggest, Lee, wouldn't you, of this team?
Under 19 state player, same with Gemma Cochran.
Runner now in scoring position. Just gets off the glove of Ramsey, and Tate Nicholson advances to third on the pass ball. She slides in, probably unnecessarily, but there'd be some nervous energy out there from the young player. And now with the runner on third, it's a good chance here for the Rebels to strike first.
It is. Megan only has to make it land on the green somewhere.
Pitch from Yankovich there, low and outside there. Tough to hit those pitches.
Yeah, she was all over it like a cheap suit, wasn't she, Megan, then?
Fouls it off. It was inside, and Wheatley stays alive. All over it like a cheap suit, and she missed it. I'm trying to work that out. Can you explain it?
Hands and bat all over the place.
So she had it covered. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Low for a ball. Just gets away from Ramsey, but not far enough to tempt Nicholson to take it on.
Thank you for not supporting me in high effort.
The runner on third, Lee, not really getting a big jump and a big lead off, so playing it quite cautiously. Wheatley fouling another one off, but that was a better swing this time round. She's not far off it, is she, Lee?
No, but if she gets a loose pitch here, this runner, like you said, should be off a bit more. I can't see Bianca trying to pick her off at third. Come down as far as the fielder a little bit, one more step.
Well, not with 2 outs. You wouldn't risk it.
There
This
it
one
is.
does get away from the catcher. Wheatley turns first. And the Rebels don't make the Cats pay on this occasion. There's 2 runners on. They're on the corners here.
Yeah.
Wheatley and Shepherd.
But Tate was going back instead of forward. That's what we talked about, getting a bigger lead there. Ball gets away, it did.
Or you'd say Wheatley would take off here on the pitch. He's got some wheels.
Yep.
Just a cautious lead off as that runner on third would probably be all that the Cats are worrying about on this occasion. But Penglace in the box can do some damage. She's Had a couple of hits over the last few games. High for a ball. So probably the batter that they'd want in the box as well, the experience. Panglace.
Big hitter of the ball normally, and she pulls the ball a lot. So the girl at left field, which is Sophie, needs to be on her toes ready.
Foul ball. It looks like it's going to be okay. Yep, just gets over the fence, and Cats haven't had much luck so far this inning. They haven't got that easy or cheap third out just yet, and they've allowed a walk, a couple of pass balls, and that runner just threatening there on third base. Call from the dugout lead. That's probably for a 1-3 split. They saw the signal come from the
catcher,
Glenelg coach maybe, and thought, well, let's have a ping at the runner if she goes. Outside. There is Nicholson on screen.
Yeah, I guess the same plays on again. Didn't change the signal, the catcher.
High.
Good
for
batting.
A ball. That's the third walk of the inning, Lee, to load the bases. And up to bat now is the pitcher, Jade Peterson. Now, she has contributed with 3 hits on the season and an RBI, so she has been able to hit with runners in scoring position this season. She swings the Eastern Ghost as well, so this one just off away from the catcher, but it does bounce back fairly quickly off the
Might have been
netting.
dangerous to go then. But Jade, the most experienced in this team of Glenelg by far. That's just who you want. And she'll just be choosy here. She'll just pick the ones she thinks she can hit and put a motor on it.
Well, timeout called. The Rebels able to have a chat. The Cats able to have a chat, and there is Coach Brinkworth just having a word to her runners. And with Yankovich just struggling to find the strike zone over the last couple of batters, do you think the message was maybe, well, let's wait this out, or let's get aggressive because she might need to guide one in here?
Yeah, I think she'll be aggressive, Jade, but she'll pick the pitch she wants.
High for a ball, so definitely in the batter's favour now, and with Laura Helbig on deck, she can send the ball. A 2-time home run derby champion, the MC Sportswear home run derby champion that they play at the Senior State Championships. Low for a ball, and there's no lead off there from the runner. That's got to be the first message for the young runner on third, is to get that big lead off, 3 or 4 big steps, and if the catcher takes it, just run straight back to the base. It's
because there's been 3 or 4 balls that have got away from the catcher.
Peterson now with a hitter's count.
She probably would have scored.
Called strike on the outside edge.
But this is good batting, isn't it? Make the pressure's on the middle. Pressure's on the pitcher and catcher here. Jade's making them sweat it out. They need 1 out to get out of there with no score.
Another called strike, opposed to a swinging strike. That one's for Josh, who'll be watching at home.
Fair call.
Full count now on Peterson. So the runners will be going.
Something's going to happen here.
Peterson swinging hard.
Go was the call from Coach Nat Mead at third
Brinkworth.
base. Yeah, Brinkworth even. Just force of habit calling her Nat Mead. That's her maiden name, of course.
Full count. Runners will go. This one's going to be foul. Looks high, perhaps the top of the zone, but you can't risk that, can you? You take the call out of the umpire's hands.
Whatever happens, this has been a very good contest between these two, Michaela and Jade.
Peterson is batter 6 in the lineup. Remains on a full count. She's faced 7 pitches already. Here comes pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Was that a bit of a change of pace? It's off the end of the bat, so it's spinning awkwardly. And
well done.
Steph Collett charges on that one, and an underhand pass to Jenny Gray for the 3rd out. And a sigh of relief, you'd say, for the Walkerville Cats. Here's the leading team's replay. Replay from the Cats.
You just have to keep your cool, don't you, like Steph did. You don't have to panic there. Just make the out, execute a good throw, get out of there. So Michaela will get a bit of a relief from that, won't she? And next innings she'll be fine.
Yeah, sometimes it does take a little bit of a while for someone to get into the game, but Peterson got it off easy when you think about it in the top of the first inning with 3 fly balls from the first 3 batters.
Yep.
Picking out the fielders as well, the Walkerville batters, and then on the flip side of the card we saw 3 walks and a fielder's choice from Tate Nicholson, almost lucky or unlucky hit as depending on what side you're barracking for. Yep. But it ended up running out the lead runner, Bree McGee, and then there she was stranded on 3rd, had maybe a couple of pass ball opportunities gone missing.
Yeah, but I mean that's in the past now. We look forward, move on.
Tessie G. Morales will lead it off for the Cats here in the top of the 2nd, 4 hits on the season. And that change of pace is a strike, and these two would have battled plenty of times over the last 10, 15 years in the Premier League.
Certainly would have.
Big swing and a miss from Desi. Both premiership players. Peterson with the Seacombe Tigers nearly a decade ago. High to the right side. Helbig under it. Moves across to take a good catch. She covered some ground there. It's tricky here on the softball main field. The 2 o'clock game, it's the sun, and the night games at midweek, it's the wind and the lights, isn't it?
Yeah. She impresses me, Laura. She's no fuss. She looks comfortable under the catches. Good.
Bit of a legend out at the Gawler District Softball Association as well, Laura, and represents them with pride at the state championships.
Yep.
And that's her 2nd catch of the night. Here's the leading team's replay. She had it covered. Sophie Roberts. Swinging a miss. She's swinging a hot bat, Lee, over the last couple of weeks. She's really climbed the batting averages to 348, 8 hits from 23 at-bats, 6 RBIs. So yet again leading the RBIs for the Walkerville team.
She can hit a hard ball.
Another high one. It's McGee this time, moving across close to the fence and takes a catch. That was a great catch. She had the lights, as we were talking about, the light sprinkle of rain that we've been having, so there may have been some drops around, and then the fence to contend with the away dugout. Taking a good catch. Make it 5 fly balls to start the game off.
Yep. Bit of a pattern forming there, James.
Jenny Gray, the hitter now, hitting 211 on the season, but on base of 348. She has that ability to find a way. We know she's an accomplished hitter from her junior days. She was known a bit as a pitcher in her younger days, and then has emerged as an infielding hitter.
Just tests you out, doesn't she, Jade? Just nibbling away, throwing out a bait, see if you'll take that bite.
She had a bit of a smile and a laugh on that last one. It was an off-pace, sort of a spinny one out of the zone, and then she comes and fires one in. She can beat you with that quick pitch as well, can't she?
Yeah, sets you up with the off-paces.
This one's a good shot out to centre field, and another catch.
Another catch.
From the Rebels. 6 batters, 6 fly balls, and 6 outs to start the game.
And that's what Jade can do, can't she? She can make you hit the ball to the fielders in the air or on the ground to the infielders. Failing that, she'll strike you out.
I was just about to say, leading teams replay, we saw Tamika Penglace take her second catch of... No, that was her first catch of the night. The first catch went out to... No, it was her second catch of the night. Second catch of the night.
The third out in both innings Tamika's been involved in.
Just trying to see the stats. The stats have got ground outs, it's got strikeouts, and then it's got all other. So 38 for all other. So she's got twice as many strikeouts as all other outs, and then... So a bit of a surprise to tell you the truth, Lee, I would say, because strikeouts the way that she normally goes, but I'm sure she'll be happy to share it around the field, and particularly if she can get quick outs like that. So we will go to the bottom half of the second innings. Glenelg Rebels have had 3 base runners, failing to score from 6 batters.
Well, that's the role of the pitcher, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether you're Jade Peterson or Johanna Grau or Steph Trzynski. If you can't get them out by blowing them out with your pace and your movement, then use your field. That's what the field's out there for. Well,
it looks like we're about ready to go. Umpires are in position. Who are the umpires tonight, Lee? Thanks to MK Services SA.
On plate, Steve Wallace-Yarrow. First base, Damien McCauley. And at third base, Neville Lawrence.
Wouldn't be often that the state umpiring chief, Steve Wallace-Yarrow, would be outranked in a game of softball, would it?
No.
A couple of Hall of Famers out there in Neville Lawrence and Damien McCauley.
Yes, terrific achievements, isn't it? It's their love of the sport that's got them at that those accolades, and rightly so.
Here's Laura Helbig for the Rebels. Has a keen eye, actually. She's an on-base percentage of .444. That's courtesy of 3 walks and a couple of hits on the season, but only a part-time player by the looks of things. Has only played 5 of their 9 games. Big cut, fouling it off. And you could see from that big swing that she had, Lee, that she's capable to put one to the fence. Yep. Fouls that off to stay alive, and Yankovich now working in front of the count, probably for the first time tonight after a couple of walks. She's ahead of the count here with the first batter of the second inning. Is Ramsey giving the signal? Looks like she's setting up outside for this one as Helbig chases. It's a pop up to foul territory, and Jenny Gray takes a catch for the first out. Here's the leading team's replay. Watch as Ramsey sets up outside. Helbig just gets under it, and Jenny Gray just easily moves across, tracking the ball well.
Had it covered from a long way out, didn't she?
Here's Gemma Cochran. Now she's also been swinging a hot bat of late. 3 RBIs as well on the season. So she's been a good contributor so far for the Rebels this season. As I mentioned earlier, these 2 teams will play off on Saturday as well. In the annual breast cancer awareness round, the 2 clubs play off for the Swinstead Cup.
Something we always look forward to these rounds, don't we? The special rounds.
Can you believe it? 12th year of the breast cancer awareness round. Low for a ball.
What do they say about that old saying? When you're having fun, it's easy. Time goes.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. Time flies.
Time is flying. We're about half an hour into this game. It's just the bottom of the second inning. There is another game being played tonight. It's Hills Heat versus West Torrens. They too will play off again this Saturday. So back-to-back games for both of the games that we have tonight. And we're going to bring that one in a doubleheader. Chops at it. It's going to land in fair, and Yankovich doesn't waste any time, Lee. She gathers, she throws. And an infield grounder for Cochran. This will bring up the 9-hitter for Glenelg, Amber Dodd-Mobius.
Who pitches also. I guess she might be the relief pitcher in this team. I'm not certain of that, but it's just a stab in the dark.
First pitch, opposite field, just out of reach.
Whoops.
Of Reed, and she was quick off the mark as well. She was threatening for 2, but there was Steph Collar on the spot to throw the ball to the advanced base, stopping Dodd-Mobius from advancing any further. I'm going to give that one a hit, Lee. That one was pretty well hit, and Reed was on her bike trying to get in to take that catch. So first hit of the ball game goes to Amber Dodd-Mobius.
Yeah, which just popped up and had no length in it, and so it's always going to stop pretty well dead behind the fielder if she doesn't get to it. Did her best, Aaron.
Yeah, just back to Amber. She's one of 2 other pitchers that have thrown for Glenelg, other than Peterson, of course. But only 3 innings of work, so you're probably right. You'd say should be first change should something happen to Jade or not be available. So runner aboard. We're back to McGee in the top of the order. Had a walk first inning. Now goes to the backhand side of Robinson, but she's quick. And she gets across. She shows that agility. She takes that ball and throws it in one motion, firing it across and in time for the 3rd out. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. It was well done from Robinson. You could see as she was throwing it, her momentum was still going to her right side, and that throw was pretty good to make it on the full, just because that weight was going the other direction.
Yep, but she's very good laterally, isn't she, Chelsea? One of the best in the shortstop position. You've got to be able to move laterally, otherwise you'll get done.
Well, after 2 innings, it's a 0-0 here. Walkerville Cats versus Glenelg Rebels. And we'll try to bring you a score update from the game on Diamond 2. We mentioned it before. It is the Hills Heat versus West Torrens Eagles.
Should be
West Torrens beat the red-hot form Sturt Falcons on Saturday. Lee, emphatically, 9 runs to 2 in the Steph Trzynski show. She had a single, she had a double, and then she hit one deep centre field, or deep left field, ricocheted off the light tower.
They tell me it left a little bit of a dent in that light tower. No surprise, it was like a line drive that went the distance. Huge shot. Powerful girl, isn't she, Steph?
And then the Hills, on the flip side, they went down to Glenelg Rebels. So they'll be looking to bounce back. The ladder as it stands, Lee, Port Adelaide, 14 points. Now, they have played more games than everyone else. They've got 14 points from 10 games. Sturt in second. Oh, it's Ramsey. Bianca Ramsey will get the first hit for the Cats. A nice shot up the middle.
That would have felt good to be. She hasn't batted the previous 2 games, I don't think. Just concentrating on the catching, but she can run, so she's a danger on base. I'm thinking they might steal here.
Well, this is Yankovich, the pitcher, first pitch swinging. The Cats have got more stolen bases than any other team, Lee, so might be a good call on that stolen base attempt.
Well, she's got a choice, hasn't she, Mickey, here batting? Either bunts the ball or makes it hard for the catcher to get the ball away. The runner, Ramsey's remaining where she is. They're all checking their little arm thing that indicates what we're doing. At the moment, that's nothing.
I'm just checking the stat sheet here. This might be Yankovich's first at-bat of the season.
I can't say I've seen her batting too much, James, but
we know that she was in the hitting lineup for Port Adelaide last season.
Yep.
when she was given the opportunity.
see, I don't believe that Jade's a pitcher that you can wait on, because she'll get back in the count. She'll finish up striking you out.
Chops at this one towards second base, and the runner
Now Bianca Ramsey's out.
runs into the fielder as Helbig charges the ball. Ramsey collides, and she is given out. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Watch second base. Here we go. That's where the collision will be, as the collision was made while she's in the act of fielding the ball. The runner must give the fielder the opportunity to get to it.
Yep.
Reed goes first pitch. This is going to be tricky. No one's covering
Nobody's at the
second.
base.
And Yankovich will arrive safely. So a hit for Reed. It's the second of the inning, and she is the 9-hitter. So 2 runners aboard for the top of the order. So this is danger signs for the Rebels.
Certainly is, but that was strange. Nobody at second base for that. Runner out. That's the base the runner was running for. Just need to be positive with your calls and loud.
King shows bunt. It's a strike at the bottom of the zone. She has a think and a look, and that one did look low, but probably right as well from Wallace Yarrow, the umpire behind the plate. Let's have a look at the Rebels' defense. Their corners in tight. Pulls it. Cochran has to wait as McGee gets back to first. Throws in time. Both runners advance. So although the second out made a 5-3, we do have 2 runners in scoring position now for Steph Collett, and she can hit them long. She's hit 4 doubles this season out of her 7 hits, so more than half her hits have been extra bases. 4 RBIs, hitting 318, so a dangerous batter to come up with 2 runners in scoring position.
And you can't pass her up even though there's 2 out, because look who's next, Chelsea Robinson. So that's asking for trouble. So they've just got to catch this.
High, and catches Collett chasing out of the zone, but she swings hard, Collett, and this one goes foul. So still alive.
Well, the outfielder miles too deep for my concern. If it lands short of right field, 2 runs will score.
Inside and perhaps low. So good calling from Shepherd. She took Collett high and outside, and then the last pitch, and then that pitch was low and inside. So she's really mixing it up.
Well, the outfielders I mentioned, they've got to be in a position to catch this ball.
Just missing, you'd say. And low and out. So 4 pitches have been in 4 different locations.
Just pitching very carefully to Steph.
That one is in there for a called strike. So now it is on the pitcher and the hitter. It's a battle now, full count. 2 runners in scoring position. Ground ball nearly over the head of Cochran. She makes a great play. She was kind of off balance. She had the runner in a peripheral vision. Lee on third. Let's have a look at the leading team replay. This was a great play from Gemma Cochran. And reaching out was Bree McGee for that third out. Desperate there, the Rebels, and after a threat from the Cats, they hold tight in the field, and after 3 innings, the Cats are still scoreless. We'll move to the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and the Rebels will have an opportunity to perhaps take the lead. They've had runners on both innings so far.
Yeah, both teams have been pressing and looking like scoring, but at the moment, 2 eggs, 0-0.
We were talking about the ladder just at the top of this inning. Port Adelaide top, Sturt in second. They've played the most games in the competition. Then Hills, who are playing their 9th game on 8 points. West Torrens have played 7 games on 8 points. They're playing off at the moment, in Walkerville 9 games and 8 points. So 3-way tie on 8 points for 3rd, 4th and 5th. So an important game for 3 of the 4 teams playing, because could start to shape the top 4. Top 4 teams go through to finals in March. But Glenelg, of course, also want to keep riding that wave of success that they had on the weekend.
They'd love to get a win here, I can tell you.
Tate Nicholson will lead things off for the Rebels. She, bit of a mishit that just cleared the head of the pitcher, but still got herself aboard in the first inning. Yeah, not much separating the teams on the ladder, Lee. It's been a close season. Most teams have had good wins. Some teams have had some bad losses as well. That includes top of the table, Port Adelaide. Their 3 losses have all been run rule defeats. This one's up the middle. Good play from Collett on the backhand side, but not in time as Tate Nicholson aboard with an infield single. It beat the glove of Yankovich. Collett was diving to her backhand side. She threw it off her knees. Let's look at the leading team's replay.
Good piece of fielding, but the ball didn't travel that quickly to Steph, and that was the difference between being out or safe.
Courtney Shepherd now in the box for the Rebels. Gets a signal from Coach Brinkworth. Now, Lee, your best batter's up, but the lead-off hitter got safely aboard to first. So you're bunting, you're trying to break that deadlock. Ground ball, third base, and Roberts looking for the lead runner in time. Great play. Very aggressive, isn't she, Sophie Roberts? She made the right decision, as she would have been down for the bun anyway. Let's look at the leading team's replay. There she is, a couple of steps closer to the bat. That's a dream, isn't it?
Yep.
A grounder that comes to you like that, and you can play the lead runner for the force out.
Simple maths, isn't it? Ball comes to you quickly, or you don't error it, you got a chance with the lead runner. The ball comes slowly to you, or you error it, you've got no chance of getting the lead runner.
This is Megan Wheatley, runner still on first. High ball. It is to Roberts at third base. And she was straddling the line there, so it was important to take it. As probably would have landed fair if she'd bobbled it, but the pop-up fly ball is 2 quick outs. And Wheatley will stay on the diamond as the courtesy runner for the catcher, Courtney Shepherd, who remained at first base.
Sophie called loud. We all heard her call my ball. And that's all you need, isn't it? Take ownership of it, and she did.
Tamika Penglace, now the hitter for the Rebels. She had to walk her first turn at bat, and she sees that one over for a ball. So 2 quick outs for Walkerville after allowing an infield single for the leadoff hitter. Oh, a couple of bounces to Robinson, who takes it face height on that second bounce and just flips it across to Collett for the third out. So some good infielding from the Cats to get out of that one after 3 complete innings. It's 0-0. Paulie, round 7 of the Premier League season sees most teams around about 8 or 9 games. One team with 10, one team with 7 games played. So we are well and truly past the quarter of the season mark, approaching about the halfway season mark. We'll get through to about 2/3 of the season at the Christmas break, where teams will have about 15, 16 or 17 games by then. And the ladder will surely be shaped by then, but we'll see some changes in the new year, won't we? A couple of players on their travels. Oh, Robinson, first pitch.
No
swinging
defence against that.
And drives it to the left side. And runner aboard. So leadoff runner aboard here in the 4th. Is this the Cats inning, Lee?
I'm thinking it may be, but I think Desi needs to go bunt here. Bunt. I don't think they'll take a chance to steal, even though Chelsea Robinson's very quick.
Called strike, so the Rebels attacking, trying to get that bunt play. If they give you an out, you take an out, right? But your point on Robinson, 5 stolen bases on the season. Takes off, hit and run. Foul ball.
Interesting call, hit and run on the one pitch, which was a strike. Normally you go hit and runs, well, some of us do, when you're ahead in the count. Just an observation, James.
Well, 2 strikes for Gia Morella, so she will be protecting the strike zone here. She checks the signal pattern just in case.
I think Chelsea should run here.
Takes off, big lead off, an outside pitch. So the veteran Peterson knows where to put him when you're ahead of the count.
And if you don't take off and do some stealing, you will never know what the catcher's arm's like tonight, you know.
Again, another big lead off. You can see Shepherd is poised.
Yep.
Though, almost anticipating the steal attempt. This one, grounder to Cochran, who will make the play over to first, and the running from Robinson, she didn't let up. She must have seen the play as she's heading towards second base. She knew she had him covered to second. She did not delay. She didn't break stride as she advances through to third base. So probably better than a bunt on that occasion.
Yeah, but see the pace she's got. You've just mentioned that in detail. You steal her from first to second, you're a big chance.
Well, now it's the Rebels to defend with a runner in scoring position.
That one just floats up like a big yellow ice cream, doesn't it? Waiting to be licked. It just flows past the bat.
Sophie Roberts, swing and a miss, so behind the count 0-2. It's still back her though to get bat on ball as Robinson on third base. You can see that the Rebels infield have come inside the line. Ground ball that breaks the infield open, and Sophie Roberts with an RBI single, scoring Robinson, who was in third after some terrific base running. And the Cats have broken the deadlock and they find themselves leading 1-0. How important was that, Lee?
Well, it's identical hit to what Chelsea did, wasn't it? Hit it out the left field, who I might add, the outfield is still very deep.
For Jenny Gray.
Amber Dodd Mobius has gone back further, and now she's coming in.
Swinging a miss, bit of a wild one. That one is out of the strike zone, so a cheap one for Peterson.
Trouble is, if you play your right field that deep, the ball lands before her, say 5 or 6 paces. This runner will go through to third. That's the problem, because she's a powerful runner, Sophie Roberts.
High ball, this one's going to be tricky. Wheatley backs back, takes a catch on the edge, and Oh, has a ping at the runner who was lagging on her way back to first base. That's a good heads-up play there from Wheatley.
Certainly was.
Leading team's replay. She moves on to the grass, takes the catch and throws it over to first, but Roberts was back in time. So fly ball to the shortstop is 2 out. Minka Ramsey up to bat. Big cut.
Got a very good hit her first turn at bat. Bianca.
Was the first hit for the Cats tonight. They've got 4 now in the game and in the last 2 innings. 2 each in the last 2 innings. And one of those was the run that scored, and one of those was the RBI. Foul ball off the helmet of Shepherd.
Just got to settle yourself when you're batting now, don't you? Just settle yourself. You've got 2 strikes on you. Just try and hit the ball somewhere. Put it on the deck. Let her run, Sophie. Bad luck.
Swing and a miss for the 3rd out. Believe it or not, Lee, the competition leader in strikeouts throws her first of the game. Strikeout swinging, and that will end the 4th inning where the Cats
We have a leader.
score the first run of the game. They do lead 1-0. They do have to defend here for the bottom half of the inning.
I see the rain's going away.
Yeah, you can put your umbrella away now, Lee. Don't take anyone's eye out with it. Be careful, as we see on screen there, the Rebels are having a bit of a chat. It's so important to stay in the game, to remain in the game. Don't let 1 run turn into a 2 or 3 run lead. And also, they've got to take their chances now. They've had runners on every inning, Lee, and in scoring position in 2 of those innings. So they really do need to capitalise on their opportunities, and that's exactly what the Rebels coaching staff would have been saying then. Jade Peterson will lead things off. There she is, having a chat with Kay Bevan. Australian player herself, Kay Bevan.
Yes, a while ago now.
Well, here we go. Are about to start the 4th inning of play. We're 50 minutes in, so just a tick over the halfway mark. The game on the other diamond is about to wrap up. You'd say we haven't seen anyone come over just yet, so could be going down to the wire. We haven't had any update yet, Lee.
No. Maybe it's too riveting. Maybe there hasn't been a run score. Maybe all of the above.
Jade Peterson in the box. She shoulders arms for that first one. It's probably the top of the zone, a called strike.
Yep.
This one's low for a ball. Lee, the Walkerville bench, no Riley Moore tonight, so you'd think if Yankovich comes out, it'll be Kelsey Barker in relief.
Yeah, I would think so.
But she's done well tonight, hasn't she? It's Peterson crushes this one. It's over the head of Reed, so it's extra bases. She just stumbles a little. She looks for the coach. She turns second, decides to hold up. No one covering. And a stand-up double for Jade Peterson to get things going here for the Rebels here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Erin Reed in too closely. You would have thought she'd been in a good position.
Yeah, but that's mainly what I say when people are on base.
So a double to the right side for Peterson.
She'll be disappointed she didn't do that in the first innings. Would have scored a run probably.
Well, she had loaded bases, didn't she?
Yep.
Peterson.
Double them would have scored 2, at least.
At least 2, yeah. This is Helbig for her 2nd plate appearance. There's a go at that one, fouls it off. There's a pop-up victim to first base player Jenny Gray in the 2nd inning. She led off the 2nd inning for the Rebels. Impressive on base average, 444 for her 5 games.
You'd take that any day of the week.
just nicks that one. It goes foul. Looks like she's got the timing down now. It's just she's got to watch it all the way under the bat here. Get the ball into play for her team. Advance that runner.
Just be patient. Let the ball come to you and then put a motor on it.
High. She almost a check. The question was asked from the first base dugout. It went over to umpire Macaulay, and yes was the call. You probably saw that if you were watching it. The hands did come around, and it will be a strikeout and the first out of the innings. Here's Gemma Cochran. This one also goes to the right side. Reed takes a screamer of a catch. Peterson was tagging up.
Now you play the ball to second and appeal.
She will advance to third. Gee, that was a great shot from Cochran and an even better catch.
You need to play the ball to second and appeal. They can only say safe or out.
Well, there's the leading team's replay of that great catch from Reed. Gee, it nearly got over her head, and it was a great shot from Cochran.
Just in good spot, wasn't she?
Peterson now on third, but there is 2 out. What a great catch and an important catch from Reed.
Yep.
This is Dodd Mobius. Now, she hit a single to the right side for her first plate appearance.
Erin needs to be in here. Got to catch this ball. Otherwise, it's a run. And centre fielder Desi Giamarellis is miles away, miles back. Amber's not going to hit the ball that far in the air, I can tell you.
Fouls this one off. Stays alive in the count. One-run lead to the Cats. The lead-off batter got a double. Chops at it. Great catch.
Good take.
That's a ripper of a catch from Jenny Gray, a run-saving catch. So 2 terrific catches in the Walkerville defence to end this 4th inning, and the threat as she middles it and was only able to take 1 or 2 steps before the catch was made. Let's have a look at this angle on the leading team's replay. It was a blur. Gray got off the ground to take that catch.
Would have been a run. Clears Jenny. It's another run.
Well, Lee, we've had 4 innings. The Rebels have had runners on in each of those innings. And the Walkerville Cats have been pretty calm and cool under pressure. Haven't seen any red on either side of the scorecard so far. And we'll go to the top of the 5th inning. So 56 minutes into the game, and Michaela Yankovich will lead things off for Walkerville here in the bottom of the 5th. We're moving through pretty quickly. Lee, thanks to MK Services SA, take us around the grounds.
Yes, it's West Torrens leading 2-0 at the moment against Hills. We don't know which innings it's in.
Well, it'll be pretty close
pretty
to
close,
time,
isn't it? Really.
So it'll be the
5
last
minutes,
inning.
yeah. So it's been a tight go over there,
Yes,
as it has been here.
We saw Steph Drzinski pitching for West Torrens and Georgia Hood for the Hills Heat, so it was always going to be a tight clash with those two pitching for both sides.
Yep.
Saw Lauren Christensen back in the hitting lineup for the Hills Heat.
Batting at 3, I think she was. We saw her.
Yankovic cuts this one foul. It's Lindy Radigan scoring there in the background of the shot for the Rebels, her beloved Rebels.
Yes, she's been a Rebels person for as long as I've known her.
Great shot.
Lovely hit.
Yankovich eases that one into centre field. And the lead off aboard for the Cats this time. Well, they've had 3 consecutive lead-off singles, Lee, over the last 3 innings. 1 to Ramsey, 1 to Robinson, and this time to Yankovich. They were able to score Robinson in the top of the 4th inning.
I'm leading by 1. I'm going bunt.
Reed fouls that one off.
With the risk of repeating myself, I'm not chasing the first pitch. It always goes up to the catcher.
Will you stay with bunt, though? Reed's,
I will.
Reed's got 3 hits for the year and no sacrifice bunts on the
still
stat
go
sheet.
sacrifice bunt. There it is.
Gets it down. That one out of range.
Good
No
play.
one covering third as everyone hustles across. Look at that, 3 covering third now. But the out was made. So a good play defensively. I think it was Peterson in the end that came up with it.
It was.
And Yankovich moves over to second base. So we'll come back around to the top of the order for the 3rd time.
Trouble here for the Rebels, I feel.
King, first pitch swinging. McGee calls for it, takes a
Good
catch.
goal.
And Yankovich can't go anywhere.
First pitch, interesting.
Yeah, so a cheap out for the Rebels because King has been smoking it all season, 556 on the year. So she'll be disappointed to miss out on that occasion. But Steph Collett, there's the threat. It's still there with Robinson on deck.
Message to the outfield again. Come in, girls, because you can't afford this ball to land between you and the infield. This runner will score. That's the way, Amber.
Swing and a miss, and you're right, Lee. A ground ball, any runner should score from second, and on a ground ball to the outfield, unless the ball's been line drived, of course. But they are a bit deep. But then again, on the opposite side of the ledger, if that ball does sail and go over the heads of the outfielders who are talking extra bases for the batter, and that second run scores.
Yeah, but so be it. But just play the percentages. The percentages say if it's up this pitch, you need to catch it. But it's down, you see.
Well, the runner has been sent. The throw's coming in. That's a good throw from Nicholson, denying the runner as Yankovich hustles back to third.
That was an excellent throw from the young gal out there, Tate Nicholson. Excellent.
And Collett will stand up on second. So 2 runners in scoring position for Chelsea Robinson. Well,
Now I'm passing her up here.
Put the force on and
Pass her up here. 2 down. Can't afford to let her bat.
well, she knows it as well.
She
so
knows
she's
it,
got
doesn't
this
she?
opportunity here to drive in a couple of runs for her team after Collett's double to left field.
That swing was, you go and hunt leather when I hit it.
Still going hard. Pop up that goes foul, so she's behind the count. She's going to eat. You reckon she'll ease up any more, or she's still going to go for it with
She'll
these
go
2
for
runners
it,
in scoring
but
position?
I still would walk her now, right now. Get the Desi and Sophie.
Well, ahead of the count, Peterson's got a couple of pitches she can play with.
Yep.
Maybe an outside rise or maybe a change-up lead. Curve on the outside.
Just nibbling, isn't she?
Well,
just trying to bait her.
that's what she can do for the next 3 pitches, even if she does walk her. But she could get her chasing a bad pitch at some stage. Jams
at
her
that.
up, and these 2 runs will score as Collett just has a cheeky look over the shoulder and scores from second on a Chelsea Robinson single. Didn't look like she got it all, and not much that Penglace, who was playing deep centre field, could do about that one. And the 3rd run now crosses the plate for the Cats leading team's replay.
Repeat of earlier messages.
That's of Steph Collett's hit, and a good play from Nicholson. Here's Gia Morales with Robinson on first. First pitch swinging. It's hard hit down the line. Robinson's got wheels, and They're sending her. Here comes the throw from Wheatley, but it goes to third. Robertson scores from first, and G. Morellis has an RBI double. Well, 3 hits in a row, 4 in the inning. Timeout being called from the Rebels just to settle things down a little. There is 2 outs, and they've scored 3 with those 2 out. Yankovich scored. Collett scored 2 RBIs off the bat of Robinson. Robinson scored from first off the bat of G. Morellis.
Got to keep him down, keep him down. As also I said, I know I do repeat myself often, and rightly so, I think, because if the left fielder's in a bit, they can cut down 1 run. The centre field's in on Chelsea's hit, they can cut it down to 1 base. It's just percentage plays.
8 hits from the Cats in the last 3 innings, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 3 consecutive hits and 4 in this inning here in the 5th inning. 4 runs across the plate. And Sophie Roberts up to bat. So another threat in the box. She had a hit her last time up. Of those 8 hits that the Cats have, they've gone to 7 players, Lee. So they're spreading it out.
Yeah. Good team batting.
High ball out to left field, and Nicholson's overrun it. Wheatley has to do the backing up. So Roberts will be aboard now, and G. Morellis scores from second. It's 5-4 in the inning, and looks like it may be getting out of reach for the Rebels. Roberts, just a smile on the face. Was that maybe you think she may have mishit that, Lee?
Yes, I think. But
4 runs with 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning for Walkerville. They're not done yet. Jenny Gray up to bat. Runner still in scoring position. Check swing from Gray.
no.
Shepherd asking Wallace Yarrow if there was a swing.
She was being a bit sheepish there, Shepherd, and he wasn't having a bar of it.
Peterson back to work, dealing. It was a good setup, Lee. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get some comments for that one, but shot from Gray. 8th hitter in the lineup to get a hit, and it's an RBI single to centre field. 6 runs now for the Cats. Bianca Ramsey comes up, and Lee, 8 of the starting 9 have hits, and you wouldn't read about it. It is the batter with 15 hits on the season, hitting .556. Sophie King, the only one without a hit in the game.
Unbelievable, but I'll just touch on it again that I have not seen a long ball go out to the outfield in this innings. Not one.
Ramsey continues her aggressive
We'll be through the lineup here, won't we?
Yeah, ninth batter.
Yeah.
Ninth batter and 5 runs scored. All 5 scored with 2 out. It was a nice piece from Gray. Another foul from Ramsey. She's got a really nice swing. It's good to watch from the young player. Behind the count though, 0-2. And we'll strike out to end the inning. So 9 batters, Lee, in that inning. 5 runs scored, all with 2 out, and Walkerville now look in command of this game, 6 runs to 0. As we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, there you can see on screen it's 5th place Walkerville versus 6th place Glenelg. 4 wins, 5 losses for the Cats so far, and I can tell you that they've had a topsy-turvy season. 13-3 start to the season when they went down to Port Adelaide. And then their very next game, they turned the tables and put 10 on West Torrens in a 10-6 victory. They won 2 games in a row with a win over this team, Glenelg 2-1, before a heavy defeat to the hands of Sturt Falcons, 11-1. Bounced back against the Hills, winning 5-4, then dropped their next 2, 5-1 to Port and 10-4 to Sturt, before beating Glenelg 6-1, and then their last game losing to Port Adelaide 13-3 at the same scoreline as the first game of the season. So that's their topsy-turvy season, Lee. They haven't been able to put 2 good games together so far. So this is a well-fought win for the Cats, as they were neck and neck, weren't they, through the first 4 innings?
Yep.
And you'd say that Glenelg may have even had the better of them earlier on, and as it was 0-0 and Glenelg had more base runners, but then in that huge 5th inning, 5 runs scored.
Well, when it was bases loaded and Jade come up the bat, was the 3rd out, that had been the time for a hit. Well, it's all good in hindsight, but it just doesn't work that way, does it? They've had chances, as you've mentioned, James.
Glenelg, on the other hand, 8 losses to start the season, and then on Saturday they broke their winless streak and they beat the Hills Heat 5-4. So they've had some pretty tight tussles over the last few games, a couple of close ones, but this one they were able to hold on, and actually it was a come from behind win. Here we go, we're the bottom of the 5th inning and back to the top of the order for McGee. Foul ball that's just off the glove of Jenny Gray.
She made good position for that, Jen. Unable to hang on though. Hasn't hurt yet. Time Chelsea Robinson was in the play again, I think here. A little hit along the ground to her here.
He's had 4 plays tonight, Robinson.
Yeah.
As this one, it does go to Robinson, and shoestring catch at full stretch.
She hadn't have been quick, it would have gone on the ground.
Great take from Robinson, and a good call, Lee, to get her into the game. Or back into the game. She's never out of the game, is she? No. She's been terrific tonight, both in the field and offensively. Couple of hits, couple of RBIs.
And that's why you need your best players where the ball's being hit. Best defense.
Well, Nicholson continues to impress as she hits a hard ball out to the right side, but a good catch from Erin Reid. She's also been good tonight, Reid. She's been a great contributor. A few plays in the outfield tonight.
Quick on her feet, that helps in the outfield.
Yeah, and also offensively with a hit and a sacrifice bunt. So some good contributions all round here for the Walkerville side. 2 quick outs for the Rebels. Ripper of a shot from Shepherd. It went pretty hard. Collett looked like she had a read of it, but just nipped the top of the glove. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Watch how hard and flat this was from Shepherd. Bit of a life for Shepherd, but she'll come out as she's the catcher. Courtesy runner is Bree McGee. It's hard to say McGee's name without saying both her first and surname, isn't it?
Yes. Just rolls off the tongue.
This is a good shot from Wheatley. It's over the head of the right fielder, Reid.
It's a run.
McGee is quick. She's getting waved around. Wheatley's also quick. She'll stand up at third. to score the first run for the Rebels. And the bench is up and about. And some reward for effort as well, because they've been threatening all game long, the Rebels, and they finally break the deadlock at or the 0 column in their batting order. As we see the leading teams replay, there's Wheatley. She starts to accelerate. She was quick to first, but she looked like she was accelerating through and past second base. It kept rolling, didn't it? Just kept going, that ball.
Did.
Well, back-to-back hits off consecutive pitches for the Rebels. Both hard hit line drives.
I don't think Sophie King's had a play tonight.
Foul territory. Sophie Roberts gets her glove to it,
Looking
just
up.
spills
Lights,
out.
lights.
Twice in the same inning that we've seen that from the Cats. First one was the first base side. That didn't end up costing him, as McGee flew out to shortstop a couple of pitches later, and this time around it's Penglace.
Lights, camera, and plenty of action. Look at the moon there, James. Full moon.
This one will be taken from Collett to end the inning. 1 run does score. We are about 75 minutes in, so we will still keep going here. It's 6-1 in favour of the Cats, but the Rebels managed to score their first of the game. You reckon it'd be a different story, Lee, if the Rebels had managed to score that run earlier, or do you think?
Well, it's hard to say, isn't it? Hard to say. That's it for Jade.
You've got a change for us, have you, Lee?
Yeah, Amber Dodd-Mobius comes in from right field to give Jade a spell.
Well, we will start the 6th inning with Michaela Yankovich, who's the 8th batter in the lineup.
And Jade's staying out there.
Out at right field. There's the moon that you were just talking about before, as clouds clear a little. It is a full moon tonight. Vicky McFarlane made that saying famous, didn't she? Look at the moon, guys.
Yeah.
When she was mic'd up one game.
I remember that. She took over the place, Vicky. Cheers if you're watching, Vic.
Oh, she's one of our
favourites.
Top fans,
time.
I think. Yeah. She loves watching the broadcast. She comments pretty regularly as well. There's Amber Dodd-Mobius on screen. Limited opportunities this season, as Jade Peterson's done pretty well for the Rebels. On loan, isn't she, from the Seacombe Tigers, as they don't have an A-grade side this year. And good to see that there is some young talent for the Rebels coming through. You have a look at their lineup, and you know, I don't think they're too far away from being competitive in the Premier League, and that's good signs for the years to come for this club.
Certainly is.
Michaela Yankovich got things started for the Cats last inning with a hit to centre field. And wasn't it some inning? 5 runs scored.
Very productive innings.
So something different now for the Cats, as they will go through, or start at least the 4th time through their lineup. So it's good to have a backup for Peterson. I don't think any pitcher would like to go through a lineup 4 times in a game.
No. Unless you're throwing heat, then you might.
Or you'd probably not need to go through the lineup 4 times if you're throwing like that. Well, Helbig's going to do the backup, flips it to McGee.
Good try.
But Yankovic will beat that one out for her 2nd hit of the game, an infield single. She beat first base player McGee. Bit of a miss hit inside out, but she did the right thing and she ran it out. She played it out, Lee, and that's what happens. You can get lucky sometimes. Lead off a board yet again for the Cats.
And that's the nature of this sport, James, isn't it? You can miss hit it and get safe. You can drill one and get out.
4th consecutive inning that the leadoff has got on from a hit for the Cats.
That's a good pitch.
They started the first 2 innings, Lee. First 6 batters, 6 fly balls.
Yep. Since then, we've had hardly any fly balls to the outfield. As I said, Sophie King at left field for the Cats hasn't had one ball to, I don't think, no, hasn't had one ball. So they're obviously not pulling the ball hard.
Reed chops at this one, but somehow gets under it and a pop-up. Oh, what's Yankovich doing there?
Oh. Unbelievable that was.
Oh, I'm not sure what to say about that as she pops up Reed. Dodd Mobius covers it clearly. Yankovich comes off the base and she stepped on first base player McGee's foot, so she wasn't able to get her foot onto the base and to tag up. So it's a double play.
Good play by Amber. Alert to the situation.
We'll go through to the top of the order. Here is Sophie King. She won't want me to say it, but she's the only player in this lineup, Cats lineup, without a hit for the night.
Well, a big shot to left field's on the cards, isn't it? It's where she normally goes.
High for a ball.
Amber's been quite impressive so far. But these batters to come
may test her, yeah.
It's another kettle of fish.
Called strike for King. And she'll reach on a base on ball, so she will go hitless for the night, but she is aboard for the Cats. Lee, I just want to touch on it. 15 hits for the season. That's in just 9 games. There's some players that won't get 15 hits for the season.
No, that's right. Or 2 seasons. No signals from the coach. This is probably going to be hit and run, I would have think.
Well, no signal. You're 6 up, and this will be the last inning. So, 4th time through the order, you'd think that you'd give your batters some free rein here, because they could start piling them on, because they did the damage with 2 out last inning, and they got 2 out this time. Runner in scoring position is Sophie King. Steph Collett will go behind in the count. 0-2.
Tamika, you need to be in 10 paces. With somebody like Kingy running from second, any ball that lands on the green, she'll score.
Well, particularly with 2 out, she'll go on the hit and through the legs of Cochran. It did go hard, so she took her eye off the ball. Collett's going to move to second on the throw, so an RBI, you'd say. It went hard, so it was tough to penalise Cochran for that, but it did go through her legs. It's a 7th run scored. Giving that a hit, Lee? Single to 7.
I have, yeah.
RBI single to 7. That's the 2nd hit for Collett in the game.
It looked to me as if Gemma's glove wasn't right down on the ground. That's all, but I could be mistaken.
Well, Chelsea Robinson, there's Sophie King. She scored on the play, did not break stride. She is a base running pro, quick around the bases, light on her feet, good running technique, and was always going to score on that hit to left field. Here's Chelsea Robinson. Can she complete a great night? She's got 2 hits, couple RBIs. Massive weekend coming up, breast cancer awareness round. You'll see the diamonds adorned in pink. There's the Swinstead Cup up for grabs. Double header in the broadcast. Looking forward to that this Saturday.
Yeah, it's always a great day, isn't it?
This one gets away from Shepherd as Collett makes her way to third. Now we'll have a full crew on Saturday as well for the breast cancer awareness round. We'll have the absolute champion players in Lana Kaiser, Steph Trzynski, Maddie Cameron joining yourself, me, Lee, and who's the other guy? Can you remember his name?
There we are, just short.
Pop up
just
out
there.
to the right side, and Jade Peterson shows her fielding abilities, taking a very comfortable catch out at right field. Doesn't look comfortable running in though after taking that catch.
Not used to running that distance, Jay.
The Walkerville 6th inning, and you'd say final inning as we're about
who
5 or
was
6
that
minutes
other
of
person?
play. Of course, Eric Bolnar will be
yes.
calling all the action.
The man of skill.
He's standing right next to us, so I just kid. He gave us a shuckers. He's just finished his duties for tonight at the SABL Super League.
Son of a softballer did some great things today.
Son of a softballer. Who's that?
Jack Bushell, son of Selena Bushell.
Jack Bushell. I'm getting the message here from Eric.
The winning RBI, bases loaded, 2 outs versus the legendary Dushan Rizuk to win the game.
I can't just relay that all over in this broadcast, but Selena Follis's son, was Selena Bushell's son. She was an Olympian 2000 Olympics. Bronze medalist.
Started in under 16s in 1992, I think it was. And I can't remember who her coach was, some old chap.
Her son playing baseball tonight. Thanks to Eric for that. We'll see him on Saturday. Breast cancer awareness round. It'll be a double header right here on Spacequake Sports. It'll be these 2 teams playing off again for the Swinstead Cup, the 12th year. Walkerville Cats versus Glenelg. It'll be a different look. They'll both be in their pink uniforms. Umpires generally wear a pink officiating top as well, Lee.
Yes, and so do we. Are you going to wear yours?
What can we expect from you? A 2-2 or a...
No, not a 2-2, no. I just wear a pink shirt and a pink hat. It's a worthy cause, but I'll be taking it off as quick as I put it on. No disrespect to the day, but I don't think it's my colour, pink, actually, long term. Some may disagree.
Rebels have a fair bit of work ahead of them if they're going to pull off a come-from-behind win tonight, as they did against Hills Heat on Saturday for their first win of the year. Jade Peterson to lead things off. Chasing 6. This will be the last inning of play. Yankovich has thrown a beauty tonight. Lee, just her 2nd strikeout of the night. She started off a bit shaky, didn't she, with 3 walks in the first inning. Has not thrown a walk since.
No, she settled into a thing and been supported by the batting.
Laura Helbig comes to the box for the Rebels. She's had a couple of big swings tonight. Hasn't got on base just yet, but looks likely. Outside edge for a called strike. It's after this one, it's a pop-up. It's in the Bermuda Triangle, as Lana Kaiser would say, in between left, centre and shortstop. None of them can get to it, and Laura Helbig aboard with a single. leading teams replay. Not a bad piece of the ball, slightly got under it, but deserved a hit. It was a good piece. Gemma Cochran now in the box for the Rebels. Unlucky with her shot to right field, wasn't it? It was a great catch from Erin Reid, denying her last turn at bat. Good fielding from Yankovich, and a double play to end the game for the Cats. Great fielding from Yankovich. She got the ball low, she trapped it, had a second to think about it, fired it across to shortstop. Let's look at the leading team's replay. It was Robinson covering second, and then quick transfer to fire it across for the third and final out of the game. A double play to end things here in what started out as a tight contest until the Cats blew it open in the 5th inning. Great play from Yankovich, making that throw over to second from her knees, and she's completed a great night of work, just giving up the 1 run from looks like about 5 hits as well, 2 strikeouts, and throwing a complete game. Add to that, Lee, she's had a couple of hits as well.
Yep.
And a great game from Yankovich. Who else stands out for you tonight?
Chelsea Robinson, 2 hits. Looking through it there.
A couple of RBIs and a bunch of plays at shortstop. Yep.
They got it together, didn't they, in that innings?
Yeah.
5th innings.
We mentioned it earlier. Every player, or 8 of the players from the Walkerville lineup got hits tonight. Gia Morales was important. She had an RBI double. Steph Collett, 2 hits and an RBI. Sophie Roberts had a couple of big shots. And some good contributions all round, really. Bianca Ramsey solid behind the plate.
Yep.
And got a hit earlier in the night as well. So good team game all round. They were outplayed in the first couple of innings, you'd say, from the Glenelg Rebels, who were bringing some good form into the game. Their win against the Hills Heat over the weekend, but it'll be a quick turnaround for both sides because they'll play off against each other for the breast cancer awareness round. So join us on Saturday at 2 p.m. We've got a double header. We'll also see West Torrens play the Hills Heat. But tonight it was the Walkerville Cats victors over the Glenelg Rebels, 7 runs to 1. Any final words, Lee?
No, except to say we're looking forward to Saturday. The pink round is terrific. People support it. Spectators support it. The players do, of course. They wear their pink. And I just finish up by saying good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone, once again for joining us. Live softball action right here. Softball SA, thanks to Spacequake Sports. Walkerville Cats winning 7 runs to 1 against the Glenelg Rebels. Good night.